Ka-chow. What's up, guys? Jeff here, and today we got a brand new video for you. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that's been happening here in the store and talk about some videos that are going to be coming down the road, all in this episode, so stay tuned. But yeah, the last couple of weeks been missing videos. Sorry about that. I was really sick last week, and I had a little too much of the cough medicines, and I was a little loopy. I started selling stuff. I sold a lot of stuff. I was selling stuff out of the display tanks. I got crazy. Things got crazy here. But things have been good. How are you? How are you doing? Nobody really asks you how you are doing. Most of us here on YouTube, we just talk about us and what we're doing. We don't talk about you. Not nearly enough. But it's been a crazy couple of weeks here. This week's been a little bit quiet from a business standpoint or a sales standpoint, but things are going. The motor's always turning here at Corals Unlimited. So main things going on. Fresh water is still fresh water. Salt is still salty. We still got the live foods and all that stuff. We had a shipment of corals this week, which was pretty decent. Pretty decent shipment of corals. Ooh, look, the pumps are off. But you don't have a blue filter. I'm sorry. Dory, still not so hunky. Not so hunky-dory. We got salt. Quick little tour here. We got some bigger corals on this side. But things have been good from a business standpoint. We still got folks coming in like, I didn't even know you guys were here. So I've either haven't really even tapped into things yet, or have done a horrible job at advertising. Probably both. But big developments. So big things that have happened in the last couple of weeks since we've last talked. Big. Might as well talk about big, right? So this guy. This is hopefully going to be the subject of some videos coming here in the near future. We did a post and we shared, big tank, that whole deal. This is a used tank, obviously. You can tell she's a little dirty. But we are going to be hopefully putting this bad boy to work. I need to do a couple of things. It's been just sitting here on some carts for the moment, but I think first things first, we need to figure out if it's watertight. And I was kind of going back and forth as to what exactly I need to do to figure out if it's watertight. Obviously fill it up with water, but how do you go about filling it up with water? And part of that being that we got some plumbing going on over here. We got bulkheads down there at the bottom, but I think I have an idea as to how I'm going to do this in this place, but it's going to take a couple guys to help lift it up. But I think what I'm going to do is just build a 2x4 frame for the bottom. Not a stand, just a frame, and get it up off the floor so our bulkheads aren't sitting on the floor. And I didn't want to fill it up on the cart because, there's not supported all the way around, and, it could create some weak spots. So I think, building out a frame that's about, the width and length of this tank, and just putting it on the bottom and having some braces go across, filling up with water and seeing if there is any leaks. If there are no leaks, we'll probably just go through and do a little bit of a seal job, just a little cosmetic seal job all the way through. If there are leaks, we'll obviously, do some scouting of that and kind of figure out where the leaks are coming from, mark them, get a little bit more invasive from the sealing standpoint, and get that put together. But this is going to be a pretty big build. It's going to take a lot of money, and I do have the stand already figured out, as long as the company will still have me, because it's kind of been on the back burner here for the last couple of weeks. But I'm going to be having Framing Tech put together a stand, and they actually did the stand for the water table. They also did a stand for Rico from Rico's Aquarium for the beast that he had So that's where I originally got the name of the company that did the stand. But the plan for this tank is to have it as soon as you walk in the door to the store, and boom, right there, 403 gallons in your face. And that's kind of been the plan all along, really, because you know, when I designed this out, or was, you know, kind of scaping out the store, I really wanted to leave this front portion here for about a tank that's about that size, nice and open. Obviously there's some display edge going on right now, but what I want to do is create a stand that is low to the ground, so you can still kind of see over the top and be able to see outside. Obviously, you know, it's a peninsula style, so we're going to have plumbing on this side or that side. It's probably most likely going to be on the left-hand side. And I've gone back and forth whether I should, you know, put a wrap on it or leave it open. I think, you know, from an educational standpoint, it'd be good to leave it open and be able to talk through that with folks in the store and kind of, you know, go through that whole thing. But the stand, the height of it being lower, is definitely going to create issues from a height standpoint. And I think what I'm going to end up doing for that is running the sump under here off to the side. I can manipulate my body to get up under there. It's actually quite a bit of room, but for somebody who's as wide as they are tall, it's a little bit difficult. But we're going to put the sump here, display tank there, leave the back open, allow corals to grow in the back as well as the front, be able to see through, still see the front, and just have a big, ginormous 403 gallon aquarium right here as soon as you walk in the store. So that's the big news here. And obviously we need to get going on that. That's going to be a whole series, you know, kind of like doing a little bit of rehab on the tank and how I'm going to go through that, and see if it holds water. Obviously, if it doesn't hold water, it's all for nothing. And if I can't figure it out, I'm willing to give it the good old college try at least twice, because I went to college twice, and, you know, we know how that went. We don't, but we're still figuring it out. But that's the big thing. The biggest thing that has happened here at the store. I'd say the most recent development was something that actually happened today. And if I only took my own advice, and had a little bit of redundancy, this wouldn't have been as big of an issue as it actually ended up being. I mean, it's not a huge issue, but it was a little bit of an issue. So this fish holding system right here, this whole system right there is connected. There's a sump in the bottom. We talked about that, you know, when we were doing the daily videos. She's a little dirty right now. A little dirty. Man, I need clean. More cleaning. More tank cleaning. They don't ever talk about the tank cleaning that you have to do when you own a fish store. It never ends, man. You turn around and the tank's dirty, you gotta scrub it again. But last night had a customer in here and he's like, "Hey man, got a little dead one over here." And it was a brittle starfish. And then looked into another tank, and then there was another dead brittle starfish. So, you know, obviously, you know, anytime that you're selling stuff to the public, first thing they're going to do is point out if there's anything dead. That's like what you do when you walk into a fish store. You see dead stuff. You're like, "Excuse me, there's dead things here. That's not supposed to be like that." And I'm like, "Thanks, thank you." Thank you for coming in here and telling me that I am neglecting my animals, and I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't open my eyes when I looked at the tank, and I'm sorry. I didn't realize something died. Sorry for if you're one of those people. Things are dead, and I've been one of those people too. I'll be like, hey, this isn't breathing anymore. I don't know if it's alive. Can I get a discount on that? My most favorite thing being a fish store owner is, especially in Maine, this is only something that a Maine fish store employee would ever get. It'd be like, is that legal? I'm not sure if you should have that. Is that legal? Because the restrictions on freshwater in the state of Maine is ridiculous. I don't even know why people keep freshwater aquariums because of it. I'm not doing a good job. I'm not doing a good job of selling right now. I'm sorry about that. I had to vent. It's over. Let's get back to this. All right, so we had a little bit of thing going on. Noticed that there was a couple dead starfish, which brittles and pretty rugged, and to kill two of them, even though that they did show up 2 days late on shipping, because FedEx is awesome at what they do. They had two dead starfish here, so didn't think much of it. Then I noticed a couple of snails that were dead, like 3 in a row, and I was like, what's going on here? And then, the rest of the day happened. We sold some corals, we sold some anemones, we sold some freshwater fish, and then I went home because I need to sleep at some point. Obviously right now as well. But got in this morning and needed to top off the system. I don't run out of top offs on anything, and as due because I pull so much water out of these systems all the time that I just be dumping fresh water into the tank as soon as I sell a fish, and that's not what I do or what I want to do. So I put my hand in the tank and I realized, like, wow, that water is not warm at all. I've been doing this a while, but that is not warm water. And everything that I know about saltwater aquariums is water at 78 degrees feels pretty warm. So I went down and looked under the little cabinetry here and noticed that the heater, the whole deal, your heater tube, your temperature probe, the controller was in the water. I'm not even filming it. Doing a good job. So the heater tube, the controller, the temperature probe was all in the water. And then I'm like, I didn't even get a shock. This thing's still running. What is going on? Ow. What is going on here? What is going on here? We're falling apart at 12 minutes and 45 seconds. I think that's when we started falling apart. One take Sunday, folks. But everything was cold. I had a couple dead snails, had dead starfish, a couple dead hermit crabs. Fish were doing well. Very hardy fish. Very impressed with the fish. And I don't know how cold it got, but I keep the store at about 70. I keep the store at about 70, 72 degrees because I'm a hot mess, and I need to keep it a little cool because I'll get sweaty, especially when I get asked questions on how to take care of fish tanks. I'm a mess right now. I need to go home. But, got a new heater in there, ripped the old heater out, got a new one in there. I guess the lesson learned in this is obviously a little bit of redundancy goes a long way, because if I would have had another heater tube, I probably wouldn't even have known that anything had happened. The ground fault indicator, not sure what happened with that. We need to get a hold of the electrician, because I paid good money for ground fault indicators, and if all I got is a little bit of a light right here that's saying, like, yep, your ground fault indicator is on, but people are getting zapped, like myself today this morning, that's not good. That's not good, electrician man. I know a thing or two about GFI, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to shut off when there is some issue like that, like it does in the back every time that I spill water on that power strip, because I'm bubbling the water just too hard. But, I can't say it enough. Ground fault indicator, folks, use them. Hopefully they're installed properly so they can actually do their job. Redundancy from a heater standpoint. Heaters are the most likely piece of equipment in this hobby that are going to fail you, especially if you throw the controller in the water. They're not meant to do that. But we didn't lose any fish. We did lose a couple snails, a couple starfish, unfortunately, but no fish lost. Hardly any hermit crabs, and hopefully we can bounce back. So this week coming, I'm going to have to do a little bit of a invert order. But yeah, folks, that's what's been going on here this week. I'm getting better. You know, I'm getting a little spry, getting a little wound up, little jokestery, feeling a little bit better. And you know, last week was a rough week. It was a really good week from a financial standpoint, and I don't know how I got through it. I don't know how people tolerated me, because I was loaded on medicine. Not COVID, wasn't COVID. We got tested, even though that I am vaccinated. But apparently, being vaccinated doesn't mean anything these days. Crazy COVID. Probably just got demonetized because of that. We're on a tear. But we got a couple build series coming, and you know, I've talked about this a couple times. We're going to start doing some more videos. I got to pick up the slack because apparently us YouTubers are taking a little bit of a step back. I wonder why. With the weekly and daily videos, nobody's doing the daily videos. That's crazy talk. But weekly videos, you should be at least to do that, even if you got an aquarium store, man. But we're going to be doing the 400-gallon build. We're going to be doing a budget build. We're going to do some equipment reviews. We do have a channel set up for Corals Unlimited, which we're going to do a little bit of product review here and there. So if you want to check that out, I think there's a link on the channel page for that. Or you can just search it here on YouTube. I'm sure that'd pop up, Corals Unlimited. So if you need a little bit more of this face, this beautiful, beautiful face in your life, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell. And I'll see you guys next week. Maybe. It's all lies. I'll see you the next time I upload a video. Peace.